Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching the television of Burkina Faso, and welcome to this program. President of Faso visits the Burkinabe cotton manufacturing company, Sofakobe, strongly committed to transforming Burkina Faso into an industrialized country. Captain Ibrahim Traoré went yesterday to encourage the promoter in the public commune. More details right away. Burkina Faso pays tribute to Captain Thomas Sankara 38 years after his assassination. Important measures were announced on the occasion to preserve and perpetuate the legacy of the father of August 1983 revolution in Burkina Faso. President of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, paid a visit to Sofakobe, Burkinabe cotton manufacturing company located in the commune of Pabré. The visit aimed to encourage and congratulate the company's promoter, Dr. Céline Contiare Kobiani, specializing in the production of medical absorbent cotton. The company is rising from its ashes thanks to the support of President Traoré. This revival is part of the government's broader drive toward industrialization and economic sovereignty in Burkina Faso. Through this visit, the head of state intends to commend the promoter's perseverance and reaffirm his vision of a sovereign Burkina Faso. Industrialization is the ultimate process for achieving our true independence and sovereignty. We strongly encourage people to engage in production and transformation, President Traoré declared, emphasizing the need to produce, process, and consume. At the end of the visit, the head of state congratulated the factory's workers for their resilience and the dedication, urging them to continue striving for excellence. For her part, Dr. Céline Contiare Kobiani expressed her deep gratitude to the President of Faso and reaffirmed her commitment to supporting the industrialization process going on in Burkina Faso. The President of Faso presided over the Councils of Ministers on Thursday. Several important decisions were adopted, including a decree setting the conditions for obtaining permanent resident status in Burkina Faso, and the 2026 draft finance bill, estimated at over 3,400 billion CFA francs in revenue. The government continues to implement legal reforms. The Councils of Ministers adopted a decree defining the conditions and procedures for acquiring permanent residency in Burkina Faso. According to Minister of Justice Idassou Rodrigue Bayala, any person seeking permanent resident status must now have lived in the country for at least 5 years. This status grants foreign nationals several rights, including a permanent residence card and the ability to invest with confidence in Burkina Faso. The executive also approved a decree requiring NGOs and associations to open and maintain their operating accounts at the Treasury Deposit Bank. According to the Minister Delegate for the Budget, Fatoumata Bako, this measure aims to better regulate financial flows within these organizations, facilitate oversight, and strengthen the fight against money laundering. On the economic front, the draft 2026 finance bill was adopted. The proposed budget amounts to 3,431.5 billion CFA francs in revenue and 3,918.3 billion CFA francs in expenditure, with a projected budget surplus of 673 billion CFA francs. The bill includes tax measures to broaden the fiscal base, structural adjustments, and incentives to support growth. It will be submitted to the Parliament for adoption. Let's stay at the Presidential Palace, where President Captain Ibrahim Traoré received in audience on Friday a delegation of Pan-Africanists led by the Minister of Communication, Pengdwende Gilbert Ouedraogo, at the end of their stay in Ouagadougou, where they took part in the international meeting Carrefour Africain Thomas Sankara Participants from 22 countries across Africa and beyond presented to the president a manifesto for a new Pan-Africanism in support of his struggle for sovereignty and dignity on the continent. In front of his guests, Captain Ibrahim Traoré emphasized the importance of education and awareness raising among African youths. He urged them to understand both history and the realities of the modern world. In today's global order, there are only two camps, and everyone must choose. Those who claim to be neutral have either understood nothing or have switched off their brains, he declared. The head of state encouraged Pan-Africanists to continue raising awareness and educating young people to strengthen their understanding of today's world and Africa's challenges. Senegalese MP Guy-Marie Sagna presented the manifesto for a new Pan-Africanism to the head of state, a document inspired by revolutionary figures such as Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and Thomas Sankara. Talking about Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso paid a well-deserved tribute on October the 15th, 2025 to Captain Thomas Sankara, 38 years after his tragic death. The solemn ceremony took place at the Thomas Sankara Memorial, the very site of his assassination, along with that of his comrades. Several personalities from various backgrounds, all sharing the ideals of the father of the Burkinabe Revolution, attended the event. The ceremony was marked by a 5-part military ritual, the sounding of a last post, a carousel, a wreath laying, a 21-gun salute, and a parade of troops. According to Colonel Major retired Dauda Traoré, president of the Thomas Sankara Memorial Committee, this day forever etched in the collective memory of Burkinabe people is both a reminder of deep sorrow and a tribute to courage, patriotism, and love of the homeland. He emphasized that the values upheld by these revolutionaries continue to inspire patriotism and commitment among today's defense and security forces and the VDPs in their fight against terrorism. Speaking on behalf of the head of state, the Prime Minister described Thomas Sankara as not only a national hero, but a universal symbol. Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo stated that dignity cannot be commanded, it must be earned, adding that the memorial will stand as a monument of hope, inspiration, and renewal. A new military ceremony will now be held at the site every first Thursday of the month at 4 p.m., combining military discipline with popular devotion. Ladies and gentlemen, to talk about the commemoration, we received a guest, a lecturer from Howard University. He specialized in many fields, including African American history, public history, Pan-Africanism, PhD professor of American and African Pan-Africanism Studies, Jahi Issa. Thanks for coming, Professor.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to come.
Yeah, first of all, what do you teach at Howard University?
Well, I actually received my PhD at Howard. My last university that I taught at was Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn, New York, in the city of New York. And I taught ancient African history, Pan-Africanism, slavery, and United States history.
Okay, thank you. Tell us, what motivated you to come all the way to Ouagadougou for this commemoration?
Okay, well, I was born in the United States in the state called Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. I actually was given political asylum by the government of Burkina Faso in June. And so that's why I'm here. I actually live here now under the protection of the government, the Pan-Africanist government here. And so this is the best place for a serious Pan-Africanist. There is no other place in the world for people like me other than Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
Okay, you attended the commemoration of the 38th anniversary of Thomas Sankara assassination What does Thomas Sankara represent to you personally?
When Thomas Sankara came to the United States for a UN General Assembly in 1987, I was still in high school, but I saw the video and I saw the passion when he went into the black community in Harlem and he spoke to black people passionately about what he was doing here in Burkina Faso. Right before I made the decision that I was going to seek political asylum here in Burkina Faso, I saw a young Burkina Bay lady who came on TikTok and spoke in English and said that our revolution that we have here in Burkina Faso, this is her exact words, predates that of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. It predates that of Captain Sankara. And she even went further and said that if the current leadership in Burkina Faso fails us, we the youth would overthrow them too and bring in a new revolution.
How do you feel having been able to attend this commemoration?
It was one of the most unique and most powerful experiences in my life to know that we have people here in this country who gave the ultimate price so that people like me could come and be a part of. Because what we're really talking about when we talk about the commemoration of Thomas Sankara, we're talking about an ideal, a concept, a Pan-Africanism that would help us govern ourselves for the next 1,000 years. And for him to give his life for that, to willingly sacrifice himself and those others who were with him, so that people like me and those others who came the other day to see this, it was one of the highest honors for me and one of the greatest achievements for me in my life, to be a part of that.
Okay. How do people view the ES member countries, particularly Burkina Faso, abroad, like in the US,
Burkina Faso is the #1 trending African country in the world. Abraham Traoré is the #1 trending young president in the world. He's #1. So the brand of Burkina Faso is probably worth $1 trillion. Burkina Fasoans don't know that. But I'm telling you, as someone who's looking at it from the outside, Burkina Faso is the #1 nation-state brand in the world, and the imperialists hate it. They hate it, and they're going to do their best to try to topple this. They have to, and we have to do our best to prevent them from doing that.
Okay, now, the final word before we conclude this program.
My final word?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Like in any revolutionary territory, it has its challenges too, but I'm excited to be here, and I'm willing and able to give my contribution in any way that I can to the youth. I think that President Captain Traoré has already began by nationalizing the youth. I think that all of the youth in the country should be nationalized. There should not be any region in this country, any community in this country that is not nationalized the youth, because they are the future. They are the future. Starting from the age of 5, our children should be able to talk about these revolutionary concepts and have serious conversations about our traditional culture. This is the next stage, and this is my message.
Thank you very much. So I remember that you are PhD professor of African and American Pan-African Studies. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this program. Stay tuned to the television of Burkina Faso.